Hey guys, just got finished playing Minecraft Dungeons for about a little over a day. I was having a lot of crashing issues. Finally resolved those. I don't know how, but you can see in my previous video that it was just constantly crashing right after you start hit the play button. So here we go. It's gonna get loud. Be prepared. The intro title is pretty loud. Louder. That's loud. I don't know why they boosted the volume on that like that. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. Okay, here we go. So, like I said, I've been playing for about a day. The game is really easy. I mean, like, Red Day. I guess they did this for children so that kids can play it and not really feel too frustrated. Adults will just breeze through it, especially gamers, right? Anybody who's like a hardcore gamer, Diablo or uh, any Diablo clones, you'll just breeze through this game so fast. So I've only been playing for a day, level 40. The game, the end game, is really geared for for the player level is around 70-ish. But you can really, if you're pretty skilled, you know what you're doing. You don't really, you can just throw that out the window, meaning that certain levels will be like in game apocalypse will say like you should be like level 70 or level 80 or level 90 depending on your difficulty setting. But if you use the terrain, use the jumping, jumping from one platform to another, shooting while you're doing that, or using your roll ability, or using your artifacts, in a very smart way, um, you can do Apocalypse at, I think, level 30-ish, roughly. Because that's what I did. I did it, I think, level 31. So maybe other people have done it even lower than that. I'm not sure. I couldn't. I just kept dying. Um, but yeah. And then I think from level 35 on, I just started replaying, you know, different different areas of Apocalypse, or on the Apocalypse setting anyway. So let me show you what it looks like. But this is all offline. I haven't played a single online game yet. Got to deal with some knuckleheads, right? I guess it's gonna be. I don't know if they have a random team that you can join, like maybe like a group finder or something. I don't know. Haven't even tried it, not even once. Here, let's just start. The starting area is kind of nice. It definitely reminds you of Minecraft. I mean, it looks and feels and sounds and smells like Minecraft, right? Um, a couple things. So I pre-ordered, right? So I got my little chicken, my little pet chicken there. I like him. His name is Fred, and Fred is a good chicken. He doesn't really do much. I haven't found any use for him. He hasn't he doesn't distract mobs or anything like that. He just kind of wanders around. He's kind of like a World of Warcraft, one of those little cosmetic pets, like that. Um, if you go to cosmetics, so what you do when you first log in, if you pre-ordered, right, you can click inventory, click cosmetics, and you'll get a cape and a chicken. So you just equip them. And so click equip. It does nothing. There's no stats on it, there are no benefits to it. It just shows that you have a cape. I like capes. I think it's cool. Red and gold. Not bad. Um, then you get a baby chicken. Again, no benefit of any kind. But just say you have a pet. Now, a couple of the items I've gotten so far is I got lucky and found this corrupted beacon. I've only gotten this once throughout my entire playthrough. So you notice here it says 28. 28, I believe, was when I was playing an adventure level. I hadn't yet gotten to Apocalypse. So I found it early on, and it really helped me level quick. It doesn't help much in Apocalypse, but it definitely helped in the lower levels, lower tiers. Um, Probably couldn't have gotten through the game so quickly without it. It helps a lot. What it does is that every time you kill a monster, monsters drop souls, right? It's like a little floating soul that comes out of their body, and you will gather it. It will just come to you. You don't have to do anything. So you kill it, a little soul will come to you, you collect it. I found that this weapon, Soul Scythe, it doubles the amount of souls you get. And then on top of that, um, this armor that I've got gives you 100 plus 100% souls gathered. So those two combined really helps a lot. Um, it's what I use to power these artifacts. So the Torment Quiver, it turns your arrows into piercing arrows, I guess you would say. They go through walls, like it shows here. Slow arrows that knock back mobs and passes through walls. So that's how I level mostly. And you can tell again, the level of the item here in the corner is low, very low. In Apocalypse, you're going to see like 70, like this bow here, right? So if you see anything with like 27, 25, 18, whatever, it's probably from adventure level or beginner level. I don't think, maybe not beginner, maybe adventure. But most of the best stuff I found has been on adventure level. I really haven't found much, except my armor. Except these three pieces of armor, I really haven't found much in the way of good stuff in Apocalypse yet. Like I said, I've only been playing a day. We've all mostly, except for some of the other YouTubers, have been playing only for a day. I have not, like I said, I have not found another one of these yet. These are pretty common. I found these a lot. It says common. Yeah, I found these quite a bit. This is probably the most important thing you can find is the boots of swiftness. It's easy to get them. Make sure you use them or put them on a hotkey or something, um, because they help a lot when mobs start getting close to you. You just hit that, move back, start shooting. That speed really helps, especially if a creeper comes up behind you or or gets too close to you. Just hit it, run away, because the radius for a creeper is really big. So if a creeper has ignited or you hear the hissing sound, it's probably already too late to get away. The radius is just too big, too large. So if you hit the boots of swiftness, you can probably get out of there. And creepers are, I would say, 10 times more dangerous than they are in Minecraft, the regular edition. One creeper can kill you instantly. So, well, if you're not leveled up, I guess, appropriately, I kind of rush through it. So, it's kind of funny. You can hear the sounds where he's going, uh-huh. So I'm talking, and it sounds like somebody's agreeing with me. Anyway, um, so where was I? Oh, so the Crypto Beacon. It uses souls. It also actually gives you +1 soul gathering. So that's another bonus for it. It requires souls, and it does a beam attack. So if I press the number 1 key, it shoots out a beam, a constant stream, and it's doing damage like very quickly. So on average, it's somewhere between 20 points to 30 points of damage. Um, Maybe 5 or 6, I guess 5 times per second, maybe 8 times per second. So you'll just see the numbers just streaming up really fast. But it eats through the souls so quickly. You need to collect quite a few souls before you want to try to use this. And I would only use it on things that are heavily armored. So if you see a guy with a shield coming up to you, because this um, it basically stops them where they're standing. So if they're coming towards you, they're going to come. They may walk towards you very slowly, um, but they're taking damage the whole time they're coming towards you. So and it'll knock off the shield. So if they have a shield, it'll knock it right out of their hands, and then you can go in there with your physical weapon and kill them. So what I do is I just pulse it. I hit it. I press it for like maybe a second or two, and then that gets rid of the shield. And then I roll, and then attack. So and that works pretty well. You can't upgrade it. You can't do anything with it. If I salvage it, it's worth nothing. 23 is nothing. Um, just to get a piece of gear, to gamble for a piece of gear is like 160 emeralds. So I would have to dump a lot of stuff to even get a chance at anything through the gambling system. The boots, I got these at the very beginning, so that's why they're only level 4. Um, yeah, it's probably the most useful thing I've gotten so far in the game. This is probably the second most useful, is a Torment Quiver. It also gives you +1 soul gathering. So I gather a lot of souls when I'm playing. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Anyway, when you click it, it uses souls, and it turns your arrows into, shoot through the walls and all that kind of stuff. I think I already said this. But it's a very, very good item. If you can farm it, I would. If you know where it's at, go after this. This should probably be one of your number 1 or number 2 items to get. It it helps you tremendously in leveling. You will level up so fast using this. It just turns your bow into just the ultimate weapon. Anyway, moving on. Found this golem kit. Worthless. It's useless. It gets killed almost immediately. The level is, I think the problem is that it's geared for the adventurer tier, not apocalypse. So it does survive a little while on normal difficulty in the adventurer tier. And when I say that, let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go over here to the mission select, this shows you what I've completed, little check marks, right? Sword coast. This is where you start. So it's just a tutorial. Oops. So we go change difficulty. So here are the 3 tiers: default, adventure, and apocalypse, right? I think most of my gear is meant for adventurer level. So that golem, he doesn't survive more than 1 hit on apocalypse. That sound is crazy. I'm not sure. I guess you're supposed to use the fishing rod there, or it just drops there. I'm not sure. But I haven't found any use for the fishing rod yet. I'll talk about that later. So I went over to the Obsidian Pinnacle, which is the end game. The end of the end. It's the last level. So, or the last area within this tier. So I killed the boss there, and there's no more, right? So as soon as you kill him on Apocalypse, there's nothing special. You don't get anything. It's kind of like, I guess you would say, it's just like Diablo, right? You just keep playing the same old levels over and over and over, trying to gear up. But gearing up for what? Because there's nothing else. Bragging rights, I guess? I don't know. So there's Apocalypse 5, Apocalypse 1. It's saying that the minimum difficulty for me, based on my stuff, gear, is Apocalypse 5. but it says your power level is 46 points below what you should have. So they need to tune this a little bit, this game a little bit better. So I was able to. It took me like 2 hours or maybe an hour and a half to do this because I was just bouncing between platforms and I'd hit, bounce between platforms, heal up, go back down, hit them again. Most of the mobs don't seem to heal except for the casters. They can heal themselves. Um, the hardest mobs I had to deal with were the golems, especially the ones where they involve lava. Those are really, really hard. Hit them when they basically they'll take their fist, dump it to the put it on the ground, and they'll generate these little bombs all over the place. So that's when you run over it, hit them a couple times, run away, and just rinse and repeat. It takes forever because I'm not geared up properly. But I wanted to rush and see what the end was like. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So these are the tiers: default, adventure, apocalypse. A couple things about this: enemies are ultra BP and ultra punishing. Yeah, they increase the damage, and they increase the health. Lots of enemies with powerful enchantments. It'll say new enemies, new enchantments, lots of enemies. Now, it's true. There are lots of enemies because you will get rushed. They'll surround you. There will be tons and tons of enemies, but they're not new. The new ones come in the adventure level. So I guess you would say this is like a adventure plus. There's not really anything new here. It's just improved versions of what you got in adventure. And when I say improved, it's not improved by much. So, like, if say for instance your bow that you've got does well, it's improved on armor really. The armor will go from like plus 100, plus 200, plus 300 health to like plus 500, plus 1,000. So there's a bit more health, but the monsters hit so hard that even if you had like say plus 2,000 health, you would die so quickly if you just tried to rush in there. You would need a lot of defensive abilities to survive. So hit and run is the only tactic I currently know, and I use the beam quite a bit until I run out of souls, or I use my bow until I run out of arrows. Um, so I try not to just spam them, or I don't waste them. So monsters will have enchantments, so they'll glow. It'll say like creeper, right? But it'll say enchanted creeper. I didn't notice any abilities of it. I just know that it does about 6,000 points of damage if it blows up next to you. So yeah, um, I don't know what those enchantments do. I just know they hurt a lot. And they'll kill you instantly. So you have to be very careful. Rewards are ultra good. No. I haven't found any ultra good rewards. Um, well, I guess the armor. Yeah. Weapons, no. Artifacts, no. I found my best stuff on default and adventure. I haven't found anything in Apocalypse yet. I played it for hours and hours and hours, and I found nothing. So I guess you'd have to play this over and over and over, just like completely farm it just to get anything. So when they say rewards are ultra good, they're also ultra rare. I found zero. Other than armor, I haven't found anything else. No artifacts, no weapons, a few sets of armor, that's it. Even more gear and artifacts available. I don't know what they mean by that. I guess there should be some new artifacts and new gear. The battle robe comes to mind. The armors come to mind, but um, well, battle robe is armor, right? So I've only seen armor. I haven't seen anything other than that. Everything from Adventure carries over to Apocalypse with nothing new. Um, the weapons do not have really enhanced stats. Nothing comes pre-enchanted, so you'll just get this. Well, armor. Again, armor. Armor. if it's not unique, it doesn't come pre-enchanted. There's like nothing. In other words, the gear is really subpar. I'm not really impressed with it. It's not what I thought. I thought you would get like really enchanted, glowing items and stuff like that, but no, that's not the case. You have to skill it up, which leads us to skill ups, and that is here. So click on the inventory if you didn't see that. So it's right here, or press the I key, right? So click there, and this is the gear I found. So Soul Scythe, Soul Gather. I think I got this in adventure level. I'm not sure. I forgot where I got this, but I really like it. +2 Soul Gathering. Does some pretty decent damage. Nothing special, but it does have 2 abilities. I want the tier 3 version of this so I can unlock additional enchantments. Now, when you enchant something, or when you... sorry guys, I need to go back. When you level up, you gain these enchant points down here in this corner. It shows a little squiggly purple symbol with a 1. It means I only have 1 point because I leveled up recently. There's no cap to it, so you can just keep, collecting them. So if I go level 40 to 41, I get 1 point. 42 to 41 to 42, I get another point. Those points are used for enchanting your gear. So if you find a piece of gear, say like this robe, right? Each gear has different skills that can be used with it, or different enchants. So if I click this, if I left click on the invocation robe or evocation robe, these you can click on these different enchants and then use your points. So if I click here, it'll say that if I spend 1 point, I can upgrade it with 3% health gained. Now the cost doubles every time you upgrade. So if I go 1 point for 3%, the next one's going to be it's going to cost me 2 points, and then the one after that's going to cost 4 points. So 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 7. So you're going to use 7 points or 7 levels just to gear this up or to enchant this. I don't like this system because it means you're really limited on what you can do with your points, and it's best to save your points for later on in the game, because leveling seems to become really slow. Now with that out of the way, the enchants have 2 levels: common, as you see down below here, and you have powerful. Powerful costs twice as much. So the beginning skill, or the beginning enchantment, costs 2 to upgrade. So it's 2, 4, then 8, right? So it's going to be 2, 4, 6, plus 8, 14. So it's really expensive. You really want to save your points as much as you can until you find gear that you really like and you plan on staying with. I have not found a way of getting your points back. There may be a way, but I don't know it. I couldn't figure out. I didn't see any way of doing it. So to give you an example, I put points in this frostbite armor, right? Because I was using my bow quite a bit. So range damage, souls gathered, and I get my little snowy pet, my golem, snow golem. And I spent all the points. 2, 4, 6, 8, 14. So I spent 14 points on chilling, and it works really well because I shoot a bow. So anything comes near me, it gets slowed down. I back up using my boots, and I can keep shooting, or if I hit it and run away, hit it, run away, and it affects everything around you. So um, it's good. It's good. So I like it. Problem is that I want those points back. I want to spend it on this armor. So I get damage reduction, 100% souls gathered, and a weapon damage boost aura. So because I like to use my scythe. Problem is I have no points. I got no points to actually do anything, right? All my points are gone. Now, I don't think salvaging will get my points back. I didn't try it. You know what, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. So I get 1 point. I don't care about it. So I'm gonna do upgrade. So I clicked upgrade. Now I can't do anything else, right? It's locked out. Can't do anything. Can't upgrade it. So let's do salvage. See what happens. Oh, you do get your points. I didn't even notice that. Oh man. I did not notice that. Good lord. Oh man, had I known this before. Wasn't paying attention. Anyway. So, now that I know that, I can farm quite a bit faster. Now the blacksmith, this is where you gamble all your emeralds away. If you have 160 emeralds, you can buy a random piece of gear. I have got nothing out of there. It's all garbage. Maybe there's a chest over here? No, you can only get the chest once, I guess? Not sure. There's a chest over there. And if you go past here, there's a bridge. I guess you can only get over that bridge once. I'm not sure how to lower that drawbridge. There may be a way, but I don't know what it is. The Wandering Trader here, same thing. You gamble. It's far more expensive, 320 emeralds, but you actually get an artifact. The artifacts are these guys down here, which are special abilities. Usually there's some kind of cost or cooldown associated. If you see this little soul icon, little face icon, that means that the cost is souls. Meaning to actually use this, you're gonna have to have souls collected. And yeah, so this little bar down at the bottom down here will show you how many souls you have. As you collect it, it will go up, and that feeds the artifacts. So, let's see what else. It's a good thing to look around this little island because there are lots of chests. This is your starting house. There's nothing in here. You can't click on anything. You can't do anything in here. Maybe later you can do something, but right now there's nothing. You can't click on anything. So I tried. I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure that out. Like see if there was something, some Easter egg or something in there, but there isn't. So you go over to the little jumping platform. And down here there's some there's Nether portal. It's not active. But if you click on it, you hear the sound. Right? I thought that was kind of cool. I like the Nether. The Nether. I never go there. Too dangerous. Let's see here. You can't farm. You can't interact with any of this stuff. It's just cosmetic, or yeah, it's aesthetic, I guess. It's an aesthetic. There's nothing to do. I'll show you what the golem looks like, and the fishing pole. So you click on the golem, and he'll help you. If you get him early in the game, he'll help you quite a bit. Level 36, So I think I got him in the adventure stage or adventure tier. Um, he's good at blocking mobs. You could just like get behind him and you know, use him as a tank, I guess you would say. He does a little bit of damage, but on Apocalypse he gets one-shotted. Even any yard trash would kill him in one shot. Um, you really have to farm your gear because these artifacts that I've been finding really do not help in Apocalypse. So yeah, there's that. Fishing pole, I haven't figured it out yet. You can like grab things, I guess at a distance, but I've found nothing to grab. See, there. Everything I've tried this on, it goes right through them. I was thinking maybe the drawbridge or something, but no. I'm guessing somewhere on some level, maybe there's a hidden switch or something, maybe out of reach, and the fishing pole will come in handy because it's definitely not for fishing. I tried shooting it over water, nothing. Like, to give an example, let's. This probably won't count, but water. Yeah, see, it's for grabbing things, I think. I'm not sure. Side note, your healing potion. Try not to use that. The cooldown is so long, really long cooldown timer. And use your map. When you're actually in game playing, use your map and explore every single area of a map because when you're in the fighting areas, the dungeon, the chests are hidden. So you may see like a dead end corridor, and it looks like there's nothing there. But if you walk to the very end of it, a chest will appear, right? And the chest will have like arrows or gear or whatever. I cannot survive without that. Without the arrows, I'd be dead. My bow is the only thing that actually helps me get through a lot of these levels. Let's see what else. Oh, let's show you the yeah, let's show you this one. So you get a snow. Maybe I can't. Oh, maybe I think he only shows up. He only shows up in the dungeon, I guess. But you get a you get like a snow golem. Wait. Let's try that again. Oh no, maybe it's this guy. I thought it was a snow golem. I could have swore. No, I guess it wasn't. I guess I was confusing the golem kit with the armor. 2 a.m. Gaming at 2 a.m. Oh man, you don't remember anything. Anyway, so as you can tell, the only two good things I've really found in Apocalypse so far is a dark armor, this one, with 35% damage reduction, which I really like, and the fishing rod. As you can see, level 73, which I found no use for. Everything else has been on adventure level. I think this was at novice, adventure. I think this was adventure level, but I'm not sure. Or the very beginning of Apocalypse. I'm not sure. So this feather, fishing rod. That's it. Oh, and the bow, short bow, which is, it's not really rare. When it says rare, it really means uncommon. And if I try to sell this, it's 72 coin, 72 emeralds. That's Oh man, the economy in this game is pretty bad. You have to sell or salvage a ton of stuff just to do a little bit of gambling. And mobs don't really drop that much gear. You mostly get it from chests. So you'll go through like hundreds of mobs and you'll get some gems. Only occasionally will a monster drop gems, emeralds. So yeah, emeralds are hard to come by. Um, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. I'll do a playthrough maybe tomorrow. I don't have time today to do a playthrough. Um, actually, yeah, let's do it. I'll do a little bit. So, let's go to the mission table because I don't want to die a lot and have this take forever. I'll just show you what basic gameplay looks like. And I don't want to give away a lot of the game. So I did all of these on hard, as difficult as it'll go. But I just want to do default just to show you guys, right? And this is not really part of the storyline. This is kind of like a side mission. Soggy Cave. Normally the narrator would come on and tell you some story, a little bit of the story. But the gold dungeons are just, they're just side quests. It's mainly for gearing up. So those are the little souls I was talking about. You collect them. And I'll show you what the beam looks like. So and you usually don't want to use the chest, or sorry, you don't want to use those potions unless you're about to fight. Those potions are very, very valuable, so don't use them unless you actually have to. They don't expire, so you can just leave them, and then when you gather up a lot of monsters, just walk near them, grab them, and then lead them back to where the potion is. And then use it, because it doesn't last very long. So use the potion when you have a bunch of monsters. Oh, I didn't even notice that the little ice guy was slowing them. I had no idea he does that. That is really cool. He slows and stuns them. That's awesome. I didn't even know it. So let's use the golem. Let's see what the golem does. Now, if I were to do this on Apocalypse, the golem would have got one-shotted. He's really meant for these lower levels like this. Even on Adventurer tier. So if I play Adventurer tier and I put it on like hard or something, he will get killed quick. So I'm guessing you can actually find like higher or more leveled up versions of the golem, just like everything else. I'm not sure, but I think so. It would make sense because I can't imagine using him in Apocalypse. He would be absolutely useless. And definitely try not to use any food. Leave your food on every level you play. Leave your food wherever it is. It doesn't seem to expire. And then when you actually need it, go back and get it. Monsters do not spawn behind you, so you can always go back and get your stuff. The one thing that will kill you quick are the spiders. So they will attack you. They'll shoot the web at you, and then they'll rush you. So they'll shoot the web, and they don't just keep shooting webs. They'll shoot a web and trap you, and then they'll like charge you, and that charge does a lot of damage. So as long as you can avoid the web, they'll just keep shooting webs. They won't do anything, they'll just keep shooting webs until you actually get hit by it. So if you can avoid it, yeah, they're easy to kill. Probably, now that I'm thinking about it, probably the easiest way to get these emeralds is just keep farming these really low levels. Because apocalypse mobs don't really drop that many emeralds. And the emeralds they do drop are about the same as what you're seeing here, right? So if I kill a mob and I see 5 emeralds, that's about what I'm getting in Apocalypse. I don't get like 20 gems or 20 emeralds. I get 1, 2, maybe 5. And I think that was an enchanted skeleton. They typically glow. And they say the word enchantment, but I didn't highlight them. The frame rate's pretty good. I'm getting between 55-60 frames per second on this laptop. I think I already said it, but it's a now these guys are dangerous because they put poison on you. And you notice here, you see the they tick. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And the slimes, they actually split. So when you kill it, it'll split into 2. Just like in Minecraft. Now you notice I'm not healing up. So I'm not regenerating. So I have to use a pot. You don't have to collect potions. There's just a timer on it. So there's a cooldown on a potion and you just have to wait. As long as you get, really good at now the TNT, if you right click on it, it'll throw it. This is really where the gear damage reduction really kicks in. If I had been wearing a robe, even a battle robe or something right from Apocalypse, if I had wore that here, I'd probably be dead. I'd be dead already. The damage reduction really makes other levels much easier to farm. Monsters really can't get past that damage reduction. So the armor's damage reduction plus any type of enchantments with damage reduction will make farming really, really easy. And this is why I don't wear robes. Now, a robe would really come in handy if you're with a group and you had some sort of tank or something who can taunt. There's actually a taunting enchantment where you're not the target, of the damage. You can wear a robe because it really helps you. It increases the damage of your artifacts and stuff like that. But I find if you're going to farm, just get some armor with damage reduction, if you can find any. Or find some gear with damage reduction enchantment and use it to farm. Damage reduction is probably the #1 thing. That and any type of AoE damage. So like if it pulses damage, that's really good. So damage reduction plus some sort of pulse, whether it's slow or like there's a flame pulse that you can get, and it'll pulse out flame. That's really good. But robes, no, stay away from them. If you're farming, don't go for a robe. It doesn't help with your bow, not typically. It doesn't help with your physical damage weapon. And try to find something that gives you a bonus to gathering souls. Souls really help a lot. Here, I'll show you. I'll give you an example. So let's put that here, that here, that here. Now the Boots of Swiftness, right? You'll use this a lot. So what you want to do is put it on a hotkey or something, and then when you think, like a damn it, what is it called again? The little green guy explodes. How did I forget that? I'm having a brain fart. The guy who hisses before he explodes. Damn it! Thousands of hours of Minecraft and I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, When you hear the hiss, so say for instance you're going to a darker area, right? And you don't see him, and all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere and he hisses. The movement speed is so slow that if you don't, immediately run away or kill it, if you can, he will explode, and most likely he will kill you, or at least severely damage you. They usually come in groups, so two of them will almost kill you or kill you outright. So what you do is you hear the hiss, you hit that hotkey, and then just run. Don't even think about it. Just hit it and run. If you hear the hissing, and you're not already attacking them, you're probably dead. So now you want to use your map quite a bit, right? So press the M key to get your map open. And anywhere you see there's a dark area, go there, because you never know what you're going to find. A lot of the areas will have hidden chests, and I love the beam. So now you can get hurt by your own TNT. I think I was getting hurt by it. I usually never get in that. When you throw TNT, there'll be a radius. Um, you'll see like a translucent telegraphed area on the ground where it'll show you the radius of the explosion. You definitely want to be outside of that. Um, this is a pressure plate challenge. Because I don't want to give it away what the solution is, I'm just gonna click it really fast. That's it. I know the sequence, but anyone can just like do that and get past that, right? So this dungeon just keeps going. Like this is the central hub area. You'll just keep coming back here. Anyway, you notice how I have not regenerated. So I'm not sure if there is any gear in the game that allows you, that slowly regenerates. But if you do find something like that, that's probably the most valuable item in the game then, because I haven't found anything that lets you regenerate. But don't ever forget to click this. So if your health is even slightly down and you're in a calm area, click it, because it'll just, don't waste it. So we need to get into there. So that means we need to go clear out these areas. Oh, and I wanted to show you the arrows. So this is my main source of leveling up, is using this. So it uses souls as you shoot arrows, but the arrows go through the walls. I'll show you what that looks like. So it throws them. Let's see. Oh, I guess we actually don't take damage from our own TNT. So it's best to stand in there then. It attracts them towards you. But you notice I'm not losing any souls. Chain reaction gravity. So it shows my enchantments that got triggered. So use up your souls. Click here. So that the souls are actually gathered rather than just sitting there. If your soul collection is full, the souls will just they'll circle around you. So make sure that you use them. A lot of people like the, I think a lot of people like this beam effect, but it chews your souls too fast. It's not as efficient as that, right? That has like an area of effect to it, a small one, but it does. So if I shoot an arrow, it's gonna push them back, most likely knock them over the edge. Oh, speaking of the edge, knocking things over the edge, always place yourself in a way that you can actually knock mobs over an edge, unless it's like a bottomless pit, because the gems they drop, you won't get them. The gems, the gems will be gone. So if I had knocked that skeleton over this ledge and the gems went down there, the emeralds, I would have lost them. So, if you're low on health and you see no other way of doing it, knock them over the edge. Just shoot them over the edge. You'll lose, most likely you lose your gems, but there aren't really many levels like this where it's like a bottomless pit. There are multiple levels, so even knocking them down one level lower than you will cause them to walk all the way around to get to you, giving you a chance to either use your health potion or you know, get to a place like, say, this bridge, right, where they can only come at you in two directions, either this way or this way. Keeps them coming at, position. Use your position. I mean, that's what I did. I use like long hallways, bridges, mostly platforms that I can jump to. Another thing is use that to get through mobs, right? Or get around mobs, because you can't go through them. If a mob is blocking you, this will not get you through them. But it will get you away from them. And it's mainly a substitute for the boots. And you can use both together, right? So if you do this and then hit the hotkey with the boots at the same time, so like this, I go like this, and then both, that will give you some distance. Let's see here. That just takes it back to where we were. Let's see, what else is there? Always make sure that you're not wasting your time and you're always going towards dark areas. Always wait to go to a dark area if your health potion isn't up. Let's see. The feather is pretty good. It stuns. If I remember right, it stuns the mobs around you. Here, we'll do a test on that. And the good thing is, it doesn't chew up souls. Again, we'll just do the. There. The developers didn't really think that through very well. You shouldn't be able just to do that. It should be like some... I guess there's no way around that. You do that on any trap or any puzzle. Unless there was a cost, right? So like if you try doing that and then like it explodes or it forces you to recycle it or something. Like you have to press a lever to recycle it. But just allowing somebody to click really quick to get past it, like the puzzle, doesn't make much sense. Okay, when you open this, it's a trap, obviously. Big giant chest here. No one guarding it? Yeah, it's a trap. Totem of Regeneration. This is really good. So, this is what helped me level up early on. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So it has a cooldown, a 5-second cooldown. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, here. 52 health healed, 25-second cooldown. I was like that cooldown seemed way too short. So between this and the potions that you get, at least on the early levels, this helps a lot. So between these two, And if you get that final shout ability or enchantment on your gear, as soon as you get down to 25% health, final shout, which is a powerful enchantment on your gear, it's pretty much on almost every piece of gear I've seen so far. What it'll do is it'll trigger off your artifacts. So this one right here. So when your health drops below 25%, all of your artifacts are used, ignoring cooldown periods. So this is really, really, really good. I would say it's a must-have because when you're fighting, you can't. I don't know if you have hotkeys or something, but it ignores cooldowns, right? So if you have like, say like this, I use it while I'm fighting, right? And then a mob knocks me to 25% health. Guess what? This just got recycled. So I have it again. So it's really, really good. And not only that, but it'll trigger all your other artifacts as well without having to worry about cooldowns. So Final Shout is really good. It's almost a must-have. I would say it is a must-have. And these rare the rare gear that's marked rare, like I think I said this before, but it's really just uncommon. I find a lot of them that say rare. It's unique items like this that are rare. I only see these once in a blue moon. And it's not from a boss or anything. I don't think I've ever gotten these from bosses. I got them from chests. Um, so I've gotten a lot of unique items, and um, yeah, I don't think they're from bosses, but they're rare. I've gotten a lot, but they are rare. Rare is uncommon, and common is flat out common. You get them a lot. And most of my gear is common, or most of the stuff I find is common, and I really haven't found much in the way of like really good stuff. So once you run down here, oh yeah, by the way, you could just walk right off these. If I click this, that's the end of the level. But I wanted to show you guys something really quick. If you go over here, there's a like a bridge, and it looks like you should be able to get over it. When you use the soul abilities, try to pulse them. Don't like just hold it down. Pulse it really quick. Like that. I shouldn't have did that. I held it down. But if you're farming, I guess it really doesn't matter. But if you're... I was playing on levels that are much higher than me. So, yeah. So pulsing it's a good idea. But on these farming levels, I guess it really doesn't matter much. I don't know how to get across here. I'm assuming you can. Looking at the map, it looks like there's something over there. Maybe not. But it just seems like you can get over there. Well, got a hunting bow. I wish there was a way to fast travel other than the boots. So I normally use my boots. And I just keep pressing it. There's a 5-second cooldown. So it's like zoom, zoom, zoom. But I would say for efficiency, the one of the best items I found so far is probably this one. And I got it early in the game. So it requires souls, on your arrows, but it has a pushback. pushback and AoE effect. So, or a wide. When the arrow hits one mob, the mobs around it are also hit. So it's really good against armored mobs. Pretty much good against everything. That's what that looks like. So you would just farm that, right? Farm your gems there, and every time you finish it, you get this little bonus item. So we finished. We got all the chests. We didn't die. Players down means did you die? Didn't die. Damage taken. Mobs defeated. So I guess I left a mob somewhere in there. Click on the chest. This is a very, like it says, common. I've seen this quite a bit. This is a good item if you had that final shout ability. So you put this artifact in there with the totem of regeneration. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about the cooldown. So it would be something like, if you're farming, it would be something like, say, like this. Well, like this. This would be a good combo because this will stun everything around you in an AoE, and this will get the healing going. So this will heal you. Requires souls, but it heals you. This one will heal you. You don't have to worry about the cooldown. Maybe this one's not a good idea because it requires souls, and there's really no cooldown on that. So no, maybe something else. I'm not sure what you would put here, but these two is a really good combo. Or anything with a really long cooldown, I guess you would say. Anyway, I don't want this video to be too long. That's about it. Just make sure that you're checking your map when you're in the dungeon. Don't waste your souls, because you can only gather so many of them. Never go into an area without this being up, your potion. Don't go into a new area when this is on cooldown. I don't think Final Shout will reset the cooldown on potion. Never ignore arrows. If you see them, get them. You definitely are going to need those when you get to Apocalypse stage, because a lot of those mobs, you really need to range them. They will one-shot you. If you can, farm the Scythe, +2 soul gathering, +1 soul gathering, +1 soul gathering. So you really want to gather souls. And you use those for this guy. So get your arrows, get this guy. You can go all the way to Apocalypse and kill things. Because that knockback works on, doesn't matter what level the mob is, they're still going to get knocked back. And nothing is immune to it. Well, at least not yet, anyway. Except the golems, the big golem bosses, they ignore the knockback. Well, yeah, that's pretty much. And get the rapid fire bow or the power bow. Power bow lets you click and hold, and it does a lot of damage. The rapid fire bow will shoot a lot of arrows, which you probably don't want that unless you have the infinity enchantment. It's like a 30% chance to not use an arrow, so that helps a lot. I would say this is really good growing if you're far away, like on those golem bosses. You want to use an arrow on them, just because you can walk away from them, and it's going to give you a 75% max damage increase. And remember, you can salvage an item and get your skill points back. So there's that. I didn't know that. All this time I didn't know that. So I was keeping gear thinking I was going to need it because I'd already spent points on it. And I could have just salvaged it and got all my points back. It's like, oh my god, I didn't know that. Anyway, I'll end it here. Then when I get ready to do some additional playthroughs, I'll um, I'll upload them. If you like this, like they say, if you like it, subscribe, like it, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to see more of these videos. I just started doing this, so if people like it, I'll do a lot more. If not, then I'll still do more. Anyway, hope you guys like it. Thank you. Have fun. Take care.